going home.
July 2nd, 1991. Riverport Amphitheater outside St. Louis. Axl Rose stops mid-verse during Rocket Queen. About an hour into the set. The Marshall stack still humming. Slash's guitar hanging loose on the strap. Feedback beginning to scream through the PA. Axl's not looking at the crowd anymore. He's staring into the pit. 4th row, stage left, at a kid with a camera. Security hasn't moved. Axl points, once, twice. Nothing. Then he says it. Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home. And he jumps. What happens in the next few minutes doesn't just end a concert. It detonates the last remains of the most dangerous band in the world. Rewind 6 years. The Sunset Strip. 5 junkies and degenerates crawl out of a rehearsal space on Gardner Street with something the music industry hasn't heard since the 70s collapsed under its own cocaine habit. Danger. Not the cartoonish spandex danger of hair metal. Real danger. The kind that ends with overdoses, fistfights, and houses burned to the ground. By 1987, Appetite for Destruction makes them the biggest band on Earth. By 1991, they're the last band on Earth. Nirvana's still underground. Metallica hasn't gone black yet. Guns N' Roses stands alone at the center of rock and roll. 30 million records sold, stadiums packed, and an internal clock ticking toward midnight. The Use Your Illusion double album drops in September. But before that, there's the summer tour. 33 cities, a victory lap. St. Louis is stop number 3. Riverport's an outdoor shed. 20,000 capacity, 7,000 reserved seats, the rest sprawled across a lawn that slopes toward the Mississippi. Packed with kids who drove in from Indiana, Kansas, Iowa. They've been waiting since late afternoon in 100-degree heat. The opener, Skid Row, finishes around 9:30. Guns N' Roses doesn't hit the stage until well past 11. Already the fuse is lit. The band opens with Perfect Crime. Duff's bass rattling the bleachers, Slash wearing a top hat and a shirt he probably slept in. Axl emerges in bike shorts and a Charles Manson t-shirt, his voice a serrated blade cutting through the humidity. For over an hour, it's everything it's supposed to be. Mr. Brownstone, Live and Let Die with the pyro. Welcome to the Jungle sends the pit into a frenzy, 20,000 bodies compressing into a single organism of sweat and adrenaline. Then comes Rocket Queen. Midway through the song, Axl sees it. A camera. Flash going off. 4th row. Some kid snapping photos like he's at a high school graduation. House rules, no cameras, promoter rules, venue rules, band rules. Axl stops singing. Points at the kid. Looks stage, left at security. They're 30 feet away. Not moving. Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home. Then he's airborne. He lands on the photographer. Fists first. The kid goes down. Camera skitters across the concrete. Axl's grabbing for it, swinging, security finally converging, but it's too late. The crowd's already turning. Not against Axl, against everything. Bottles, shoes. A barrage of debris pelts the stage. Slash unplugs. Duff's already walking off. The house lights slam on, harsh, clinical, exposing every beer stain and cigarette burn on the amphitheater floor. Axl's dragged backstage. The band's gone, just over an hour. That's all they played. Silence. Then chaos. The riot doesn't erupt all at once. It builds. First, confusion. The crowd thinks it's a bit. That Axl's coming back. He always comes back. 5 minutes pass. 10. The house announcer's voice crackles over the PA. Due to circumstances beyond our control, the concert is over. Please exit in an orderly fashion. Orderly. Someone throws a chair. It arcs through the spotlight beam and shatters against the drum riser. Then another. Then a dozen. The PA speakers become targets. Kids climb the scaffolding, tearing down lights, kicking over monitors. The sound booth, 20 feet up, encased in plexiglass, gets stormed. Engineers flee as the mixing board gets shoved off the platform. Outside, it spreads. The parking lot becomes a war zone. Cars overturned, windshields smashed, a concession stand goes up in flames. Police in riot gear form a phalanx, shields locked, batons swinging. Tear gas canisters arc through the night air, hissing white smoke across the asphalt. Dozens injured, multiple arrests, over $200,000 in damage, and Guns N' Roses already on a plane. The fallout's immediate and ugly. St. Louis issues a warrant for Axl Rose's arrest, inciting a riot, assault. The band's banned from the city. Lawsuits pile up, kids with broken bones, venue owners demanding restitution, promoters threatening to pull the rest of the tour. The band releases a statement. Lawyers wrote it, bland, apologetic. Axl doesn't apologize. In interviews later, he doubles down, says the security failed, says he did what he had to do, says he'd do it again. But behind the scenes, the band's already fracturing. Slash and Duff are exhausted. The Illusion sessions nearly killed them. 18 months in the studio. Axl obsessing over every hi-hat hit, every backing vocal. Now this. The tour's supposed to run until 1993. 2 more years of this, 2 more years of Axl's tantrums, delays, and dive bombs into the crowd. They finish the tour. Barely. But the Guns N' Roses that limps into 1992 isn't the same band that clawed out of the Sunset Strip. The hunger's gone. Replaced by paranoia, resentment, and the slow realization that they've become the bloated stadium monster they used to despise. Izzy Stradlin quits in November. Slash follows in 1996. By the time Axl emerges with a new lineup in the early 2000s, Guns N' Roses is just a name. A trademark. A ghost. The Riverport Amphitheater still stands. They renamed it. Corporate sponsor. Different shows, country acts, pop tours, families on blankets eating funnel cake. But if you go there on a quiet afternoon, walk down to the 4th row, stage left, you can still feel it. The air still hums with something unfinished. Something that detonated and never stopped burning. Guns N' Roses didn't die in a plane crash, didn't overdose in a hotel room. They died the way most dangerous things die. Not with a bang, but with a jump into the crowd and a few minutes of silence.
Thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
So here's the question. What's left? The music, or just the wreckage? Tell me your verdict in the comments below. And if you want to keep digging into the graveyard of rock history with us, hit that subscribe button. The distortion is just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.